Hey, Sasha, I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? Well, I thought I'd finish off the evening or start the morning, depending on your point of view, with just one cocktail here. I had an idea, finishing off one product I have and utilizing another. It's not doing what I wanted to do for some reason. Let's try this. Whoops, I did not do what I wanted to do. All right. Anyway, never mind. Okay, apparently it's not going to work with me, so we're just going to keep going. Anyways, I'm Tom the Whiskey Whisperer. I decided to put together a cocktail here. Again, finishing off one product and utilizing another. I had some Laird's Applejack that I decided to finish up making a Manhattan kind of style cocktail using the Manhattan as a template. What I do have here, though, is the Watershed Distillery. This is their barrel strength fall finishing series, straight bourbon whiskey finished in apple brandy barrels. I'm getting low on that one as well, as you can see. It's a damn fine whiskey, though. So, anyways, I used a couple ounces of that, along with the hair over an ounce of the Applejack, because that's what I had left. And there we go. But what bitters to use, you might ask? So I got a set of bitters for my birthday. Decided to use this with a spicy bonfire. Had just a little spice to that apple note here. And give it like a spiced apple kind of thing. And by golly, if that doesn't work rather nicely. Yeah, that's really tasty. This is a great whiskey, though. I got to tell you, I mean, I added that Laird's to it, but even at that cast, I mean, it's just so approachable. It's absolutely perfect cocktail. And I think that those that spicy bonfire bitters, man, that just changes the game completely. It's amazing how you can change the cocktail by just changing the bitters. But you can, you can, man. Doesn't work. You can feel those nice apple notes in there from that Applejack, but a little bit from that whiskey as well. Makes a nice, again, a Manhattan style cocktail. It's not a Manhattan, obviously, but using that as a template, I swapped out the Laird's or swapped out the sweet vermouth, put the Laird's in there, being a whiskey finished in apple brandy barrels. I thought that would be very compatible, and it is. It's just delicious. It does feel more like a fall cocktail. I'm not going to lie about that, but it is rather delicious. Reminds you of those old spiced apple rings we used to eat when I was a kid. You know, those little red things. But it reminds me of those spiced apple rings. I shit you not. Oh mercy, that is tasty though. Uh, So as I said in the previous video, I'm already signed up and registered to do the beer mile tomorrow. One of the reasons I did that was I find if I don't take that initial initiative and just, you know, register or buy the tickets or whatever the thing might be, I will find a way not to do it. But so I have to make myself commit. Because I will always find a way to not go out and stay home on the weekend anymore. So if I want to get out, I need to just commit myself. Okay, you've already paid for the registration, so now you have to go. I got one friend meeting me out there. I'm hoping another one will as well. It's hard to tell. There's kind of waffling back and forth, but he didn't give me a definitive one way or the other. But I thought it'd be fun, again, just to kind of get me out of my comfort zone a little bit. Like I said, I've done this once before when I had a bad knee and I was still able to make the laps. I just wasn't very fast and I wasn't in a lot of pain when it ended. But that's why I thought, well, I'll try it again now that I have a good knee there. Talking to somebody about today, and they said they had heard that the recovery is rough with a total knee replacement. And I said, yeah, I've heard folks say that, but for me, it really wasn't. And I think a lot of that is because I was in such pain before the surgery. I mean, I got to where I had no other option. That the pain I had after the surgery wasn't any worse, even immediately after. Then the fact that recovery is as simple as just doing what you're told, right? I was lucky though. I had my wife here as my warden. Because I think some folks' inclination is, well, if you're in pain, stop doing it and don't do as much as you're supposed to. My inclination would always be, well, if they say to do this amount, to do more than that. So that's what my wife would say. You've been up for 5 minutes, time to sit down. Because I tell you, that, especially during the first couple of weeks, right, you shouldn't be up more than 5 minutes per hour. And that could include, going to the restroom, taking a shower, etc. And they give you very specific. They send you home from the hospital with very specific exercises. All you have to do is do them as you're directed to, not more, not less. And I think part of it too, I was lucky that I had the scheduled PT that I had good people that understood what I was trying to do, and I hit all my 8-week goals at 4 weeks. And I didn't do that by doing more than I was supposed to or less, just doing what you're supposed to do. And then I kind of weaned myself off the pain medicine as early as possible because I don't like taking opioids. I like taking pharmaceuticals as a whole, but especially opioids. I'm very leery because my dad had a dependence near the end of his life, and I just don't want that. Oh, gosh, that's a nice cocktail. So anyway, now that I have I have two good knees, well, one and a half good. I got one good knee. The other one isn't good, but it's not as bad as the other one was. The right knee doesn't have. So the problem was I have severe arthritis in both knees, but the left knee there was no meniscus left; it was gone. And although the right knee has severe arthritis, the meniscus is intact. So as long as that stays, I don't think I'll need surgery on the right knee right away. I probably will at some point, but there is some pain involved with the right knee. But as long as the meniscus is intact, I think I'll be okay. Our problem is that I was bone on bone for probably well over 2 years. I really should have had that surgery done earlier. And by the time I had that surgery done, I could barely move. had it scheduled and was postponed about 3 weeks from the original date. And by the time I got to that date, I mean, I was in extreme pain, man. But now I can do all sorts of things I couldn't do before. So we're gonna see how it holds up during a beer mile, man. It's gonna be warm though. It's gonna be a lot warmer because when I did it the first time, it was in the fall and it was earlier in the day. This will be right during the heat of the day, and so we'll see how I hold up. I don't anticipate finishing first, obviously. I don't anticipate finishing last, although I could. Depends on who decides to enter, right? I may be the least healthy guy entering the race, so I could finish last. But I'm going to keep pushing. I know when I did the first time, there were folks that just kept passing me right up until the third lap when I found a whole bunch of them. They're all puking on it. And the same thing on the lines lap. There was more. Yeah, yeah. You thought you were funny, didn't you? Folks laughing at me for gimping along and turn a corner and you're all puking your guts out. An old man knows how to pace himself. anyway, anyway, I digress. Oh gosh, that really is a nice cocktail. That's what it reminds me of, though. Those old spiced apple rings. I don't even know if they make them anymore. To be honest with you, we used to have them all the time as a kid, but some of those '70s things. I can't even remember the last time I seen them at the store. I think we used to have as a side when we had like pork chops or something along those lines, or pork steak. The nice side for that. Spiced apple rings. Anyways, 70s food. 70s food. Gotta love it. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up and call it an evening. It's an evening or a morning, whichever you prefer. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. All right, good guys. Thanks for tuning in.